Hi all, welcome to another retro build. This is a Hewlett-Packard Pavilion A1009 desktop computer. Now looking at the various stickers around the case, I've worked out this is from January 2005. So the front of the case, we've got at the top we've got DVD writer drive and a DVD ROM drive, and I'm not sure why they couldn't combine the two into one drive, but there's two there. So if you pull this dust cover down at the front, it's got microphone headphone sockets, firewire socket which I've never used, and then two USB 2 ports, and there's the power switch there. So let's move on to the back. Now looking at the back, we've got the power supply fan there, the case fan exhaust there, and we've got mouse keyboard ports there, serial printer port, VGA port for the motherboard graphics. Got a few USB 2 ports there, Ethernet cable port, microphone headphone sockets there, speaker socket, and the graphics card sockets there, which is DVI and VGA. And opening the case, so it's just there's just a nilled screw there that you undo. So let's get this case opened up and see the spec. Okay, so looking inside the case, now this build has got the Intel Celeron D335 CPU, which is socket 478. Came with 256 mega RAM. Now there's no graphics cards, so you had to use the CPU's internal graphics. Came with an 80 gig hard drive. Now there's no SATA connectivity on this machine, so you have to use IDE, and luckily the hard drive is 7200 RPM, which is faster than some drives which are 5400 RPM. I added a 160 gig drive. Now I also added a NVIDIA 6200 512 meg graphics card, which plugs into the AGP slot. The other slots being PCI first generation, not PCIe, and AGP is actually faster than PCI 1. Now I installed a fresh copy of Windows XP with Service Pack 3. Now I did actually try as an experiment to install Windows 10, but the installer failed, both using a USB drive and also a DVD. Now the plan is, going forward, is to replace that CPU with one of the last Pentium 4s for that socket. So I've got that ready, and I'm also going to replace that graphics card with a MSI 7600GS 512 meg card. What I've done is I've run some benchmarks, which we'll take a look in the next video, on that graphics card, and I'll do another updated video on the 7600GS when I replace it. And I took out the rear exhaust fan, just gave that a clean. Now the temperatures on that CPU seem okay, so I won't clean it until I won't clean the fan or the cooler until I replace that CPU. There's no import fan on the case fan on the front, so it's not too much of a problem. So power supply is rated at 300 watts. Okay, so as I said, in the next video I'll replace that CPU and graphics card and do another updated video. Right, thanks for watching.